Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Dries from the Harrison Township Public Library. We are here in my kitchen for another Kids Can Cook segment, and today we're going to be making a little treat for Valentine's Day. It is salty, it is sweet, it would be perfect for you to put in little gift baggies to give to friends and family and people that you care about on this holiday. And it's really easy to make, guys. There's no cooking or anything. The most we need to use is a microwave. So make sure that you either, if you're allowed to use the microwave by yourself, great. If not, make sure you have an adult help you out with that. Let me show you the ingredients that you are going to need. First of all, you can see I have a big old bowl of popcorn in front of me here. So what I did ahead of time is I popped 2 bags of microwave popcorn. You can use any kind of popcorn for this. If you use the microwave stuff, you might want to get, there are certain kinds that don't have chemicals in the bag, and that's probably the best. That's what I used, because some of those microwave popcorns can be kind of nasty. But this one, it just has salt on it. I don't think you'd probably want to use one that has a load of butter for this. Okay, so just a salted kind of a popcorn. You could also buy a bag of popcorn, maybe a couple of bags, maybe 2 bags of pre-popped popcorn with salt on it. Or if you pop your own, the recipe says to take like maybe a 1/2 cup or 2/3 of a cup of unpopped kernels. And some of you might like to pop it on your stove. You might have a popcorn maker. However you want to do it, you want a nice big bowl of popcorn with some salt on it to get started. So that's the first thing. The next thing we're going to need are these little candy melts, and there's all different brands of them. Your parents can find them usually at craft stores or any kind of a cooking or a craft store like Michael's or Joann's. They look like they're little discs like this, and they come in all different colors and things. Right now for Valentine's Day, I tried to get some pink ones, but they were having a sale on these and they were all sold out. So I ended up with the white ones. So white works just fine. You can always, if you want to add food coloring to it, you can. If you like to stay away from the food coloring as much as possible, you don't have to add food coloring to it. So candy melts. This is a 12-ounce bag. They're called candy melts. The next thing we will need, M&Ms. We're going to put some M&Ms in here. Now, because this is a Valentine's Day one, I bought the Valentine colored ones, but you could do this for any time of the year, really. This doesn't have to be just for Valentine's Day. You could make this anytime. Use regular M&Ms. If you like the different kinds of M&Ms, like peanut butter or peanut or any of those, you can use those as well. I am just using regular chocolate M&Ms. The next thing we will need is pretzels. And with the pretzels, you can go for, I got the sticks. So the ones that I happen to find are little sticks. I happen to do gluten-free because that's what I eat, but use regular pretzels. If you're looking for gluten-free, they do exist. I got these at Meijer, and so you can find those. So if you're a gluten-free person, you can still do this recipe with pretzels. And so this is just a regular bag. Here we're going to need 2 cups of broken up pretzels initially. So that is what's called for in the recipe. And then some kind of sprinkles that we're going to put in there to make them extra fancy. You can do anything that you can find. I chose some ones that have Valentine's colors on them here. Again, if you're doing this a different time of the year, feel free to use whatever colors you want. So those are the ingredients. And next, I'm going to show you how we make our recipe. The first thing we want to do to make this recipe is after we pop our corn, we want to check in the bottom of the dish, wherever you need a nice big size dish here for your popcorn. And you want to go down into the bottom and make sure there's none of those little unpopped kernels, because if you bite into one of those in this mix, it's going to hurt your teeth. So make sure your hands are clean. Wash your hands before you cook. That's always something that you should do anyway. But go down to the bottom, and if you find any of those little kernels, get rid of those and pick those out. Second step, we're going to take our little candy melts and we're going to put them into a microwave safe container, and we're going to use the microwave to melt them. Now we want to start off at 30 seconds and see if that does it. All microwaves are a little bit different. You do not want to just put these in the microwave and walk away. You want to watch them. Put them in for 30 seconds, check them. If they're melted, then you're fine. If not, maybe do 30 seconds more. If not, 30 seconds more. Don't put them in for a really long time because you want to make sure that they're just nice and melty and you don't put them in for too long. So I'm going to go over to my microwave, try the 30 seconds. I'll let you know how long it takes in my microwave, and maybe yours will be similar. So I just took my candies out of the microwave, and I just followed the directions that were on the package, and it turned out just fine. So whatever your candy says to do on the package, just follow those directions. You may have to put it back in the microwave a couple of times to get it melty, but it should get nice and liquidy. As you can see, mine is here. I'm going to add just a couple of drops of red food coloring just to kind of tint it a little bit pink. Not too much, but we'll make it a little bit festive for Valentine's Day. And we will stir it up here. And then we are going to pour it over some of our other goodies that we bought for our snack mix. Now, I showed you guys already the stuff that you need. Feel free to get creative with this, though. If you really like nuts, you could put peanuts or any kind of a nut in this. You could put in maybe some of your favorite cereal. Be creative. Whatever you can think of that sounds good to you. Do a little bit more. Can you start to see it's getting a little pink in here? Yeah. We'll just put a little bit more in here. Stir it up. And then we're going to combine. While I'm stirring this, we'll do a couple things at the same time. How about that? So I've got pretzels here. I took my little mini pretzel sticks and I put them in chunks. You don't have to use sticks. If you use like regular pretzel-shaped pretzels, the twisty ones, that is fine too. So we're going to combine these in here with our popcorn. And we are also going to put our M&Ms in there. So let's do that. We're going to put the whole bag in. It calls for between 1 cup and 1.5 cups, which is pretty much your standard size bag of M&Ms. So I'm just putting the whole thing in there. And then let me make sure my color gets all mixed in here. So can you see here? I've got it kind of pinkish colored. All right. And I got a couple of spatulas here. I'm going to take one of the spatulas and kind of get my mix all mixed together. This is why you want a really big bowl, because when you start mixing, you're going to lose some pieces over the edge possibly. When we put make sure that you use an oven mitt if you need to, if your dish or whatever you use happens to be hot. Because I used a glass one, mine is a little bit hot, so I'm going to put an oven mitt on my hand here so that I don't burn myself. And we want to pour half of our mixture into our pretzels and our M&Ms and our popcorn. And we're going to save half of the mixture to do something with in a few minutes. So let's do half of it here. Go up here and spread this around. Put a little bit there and start mixing and covering and coating all of this. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. And let's get a couple of spatulas here, and that way we can really get in there and mix and cover it. So I have everything mixed in together. Tried to coat all of the popcorn and the pretzels and the M&Ms with the candy mixture. So make sure you bring them all up from the bottom because the M&Ms tend to sink down there. So now what we're going to do is, remember, we saved some of our melted candy, because now we're going to take this and you're going to need some wax paper. Okay, wax paper is nice because this is really sticky and stuff doesn't stick to wax paper. So what I did is I took a hunk and I put it on my table, and I'm going to take some of this and put it on the wax paper. You might want to do this in batches if you have, unless you have like a really big area to work. I just have a small area right here. So I'm going to show you how I do one little batch, and then we'll do some more batches one by one. But let's take this and we're going to pour some of it onto the wax paper. Make sure down at the bottom here we get some of those M&Ms and the pretzels and everything in here. There we go. There. All right. So can you see that? I've got a nice little pile of all kinds of good stuff. You want to spread it out so you make sure there's M&Ms in each bite and pretzels in each bite. So we're going to spread these, and then we're going to drizzle a little bit more of our mixture. Mix it up a little bit here. If your mixture has started to harden, you can pop it in the microwave for maybe 10 seconds just to loosen it up a little bit. But we're going to put a little bit, drizzle it on. I don't want to use all of this because I'm going to do this in batches, so I want to save some for the rest of mine. I'm going to put a little bit more on here, all around. There we go. Ooh, this is looking very festive. Okay, make sure I still have some left to do the rest of this. And then it's time for some decorations here. We're going to take our little sprinkles, whatever kind of sprinkles you happen to have or whatever else you want to put in there, maybe some little candy hearts or anything like that. And let's sprinkle some stuff on there. There we go. So now we have a batch of finished candy. And I'm going to take some wax paper and do that with the rest of this. So here, if you guys can see, is all of the popcorn that we had in that dish with all of the M&Ms and the pretzels and everything. And they are covered now in our candy mixture. So I'm just going to let it sit here for a few hours before we are ready to eat it because it has to harden for a little bit. So it has been a little while since we put our mixture together here, and the candy melt's gotten nice and hard, so it is ready to eat. And what I did is I just kind of broke everything apart and put it in a bowl, but you could put it in a bowl too. You could put it in little gift baggies. This does keep for up to about a week if you put it in an airtight container, something with a lid or like a baggie that's, tied up or zipped up nice and tight so the air doesn't get it to make it stale. So what you have when you are all done here is you can see these come out in little bites where you've got some of everything. You've got some M&Ms and some sprinkles. You've got some salty pretzels and popcorn along with the sweet candy. And this is going to be a really yummy treat for Valentine's Day. I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and I hope that you will give it a try. And as I mentioned before, this is not just for Valentine's Day. Feel free to make this any time of the year and add in any other ingredients that you think sound good. Bye for now.